Welcome to the Horror and Gore Horror Movie Podcast. Of course, is your host Dakota, but I'm always joined by my co-host and friend Lyndsey. What's up, Lyndsey? How are you doing?
Hey Dakota, how are you? I'm
I'm
good.
doing good. How are you doing?
Good. You first.
I'm doing great.
Good.
But besides us being here, if you guys are watching the video version, we got a good friend here. He on TikTok he goes by Big Goobz, but we know him as Nick. What's up, Nick? How you doing?
What's going on, guys? I'm doing good. How are y'all?
We're good.
So I got a couple.
He doesn't go by Nick. We call him Goobz. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
But Goobz, I was going out where you're a guest on here. I got you some questions.
All right, I'm ready.
How did you get into horror?
Man, I got into horror from a young age. The first movie I can remember watching was Dream Warriors, Nightmare on Elm Street 3. And the scene where Freddy has the guy as a marionette puppet with the veins stuck in my head from then, and have just been watching it ever since. So I can't even tell you how young I was. Too young, but nonetheless.
Okay, and my second question is what got you into content creation?
Honestly, what got me into content creating and just making videos, and I started watching everybody within the horror talk community as far as multiple different people. And one day I just decided that, I don't have anybody in my real life to talk about these movies with. And, I got to talk to more people other than my wife. So I just threw a video out there and ran with it, and then started meeting everybody and talking to everybody. And here we are.
That's awesome. What was your first video? Do you remember?
The first video I showed my face on and did an actual review was for the found footage film Milk and Cereal on YouTube. And I saw a few reviews on it, and I watched it, and I was like, holy shit, I got to talk about this one. And then that was the first one.
That's awesome.
So, Lyndsey, you met Goobz through our lives, right?
I did. I think that we were just both in there one night, and we've been friends ever since. There was no transition period with most of you. Everyone that I've met in the horror talk community, it was fast friends. I found my people. It's been crazy, but I think Goobz and I have talked about it quite often. I feel like you and I are the emotional ones in the group, and we're just happy to be here. We have found people who are supportive and loving, and there's no you can just be who you are, and I love that about our group. So
So I officially started talking to Goobz in the lives, but how I met Goobz is this. Because I was on an episode with Colby and Ian. I brought them on. And of course, you know how on Instagram and stuff you can collab.
Oh yeah.
So Goobz started following the podcast and me through that. And
okay.
I followed him, and that's how we got connected with each other.
Nice.
And now he's on
now
here.
Here you are. That's amazing.
Right.
I love that.
But with that being said, let's go into our normal stuff for this week.
Okay.
What we have watched this week. So, Lyndsey, I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay, of course, because I'm not prepared. Shocker. Okay, so this week I watched Splinter. Actually, Goobz was the one that suggested that, I believe. I watched Beazle, which if you have not watched Beazle, stop this, go watch Beazle, come back, because it's that good. I watched Frozen. We watched that together in the Discord. Everyone is going to die. I promise you, I'm not going to sing the song, but I've listened to that song about 25 times today. I rewatched one of my favorite movies, which is Predator. And And then today I went to see The Monkey.
Let's go.
Those were my movies for the week.
So, Goobz, what have you watched this week?
I have watched quite a bit. So I watched, a lot of these are rewatches, but I watched Mr. Brooks, which is a thriller-esque type with Kevin Costner and Dane Cook. Great movie.
I love that
if you haven't
movie.
seen it.
Yes.
Yeah. I rewatched one of my favorite found footage films, The Bay, which is, if you haven't seen that one, watch it. I also watched What Happened to Susie, another found footage film. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which was an absolute blast. We watched the Adam Green's Frozen in the Discord, which was a great time. I watched a new supernatural independent horror Western today, which was Blood in Them Hills, which was a fun time. Also watched Everyone is Going to Die. And Dakota, you're familiar with this one. The Strange Things About the Johnsons.
We're both familiar with that, unfortunately.
Watched that one with you last night, and then I saw The Monkey this morning.
Yay.
Okay. So I've been a little bit low on the watches this week. Only got 4 in. But that's like a normal thing around here.
What's to be expected?
So the first movie I watched was the new Shudder release that released on Valentine's Day, The Dead Thing, which I heard great reviews coming out of Fantasia Fest from our mutuals and Colby and Chuck. So I knew going to this movie that it should be really good, and it actually is. It was slow at the beginning, but it's a little bit confusing at the end. I know Goobz watched it, and me and him talked about it, but there was a video I watched, and I kind of got the sense now of what the ending is kind of. But really enjoyed that. Should highly recommend that you guys go see that one. It's on Shudder. Then I watched The Monkey. Then, of course, I watched Frozen with these two and Ian in the Discord. But if you guys haven't yet, we are doing watch parties every Saturday night over there. I think the Discord link is under either Ian and Colby's profile, so definitely go join the Discord and hop in the watch parties on Saturday nights. It's normally around 11, 12 o'clock we do that. Then, of course, I watched Strange Things About the Johnsons, which, thank you, Colby, for recommending that. Not.
Psych.
But let's get into, before we get into our main topic, which we're talking about The Monkey this week, let's talk about some movie news. So, for our first piece of news, which really has shocked me, which I'm going to try to watch these 2 movies before reading this. Chrome Skull is actually going to be coming back. But instead of a 3rd movie, it's going to be coming back into a comic book called The Reflection of Fear. So there's Chrome Skull, there's Laid to Rest, then there's Laid to Rest 2 Chrome Skull. Goobz, have you watched those 2?
Yes, they are bangers.
So there was supposed to be a 3rd movie that happened. But the director, and I think his name is Robert Hall, who directs these, passed away back in 2021 when he was trying to make the 3rd one. So he couldn't make the 3rd one. So I think it's the one of the co-creators of it decided, except going on with the 3rd movie, that they want to make this comic book series to keep this character like in the realm of horror still. But Goobz, what's your thoughts on this? Because of course, where you have watched the 2 movies.
Dude, those 2 movies go super hard. They are, I don't want to say they're like Terrifier level, but Chrome Skull is just as brutal. I mean, he's got these 2 big old knives that have the slots for your fingers and just goes to town. And they are fun as hell.
Would it be a Lyndsey watch or a skip?
It's not as bad as Terrifier, and there's no rats, so you should be good.
Okay.
Okay.
Goobz gets it. He gets it.
I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited for this. I'm gonna try to definitely watch the first 2 movies before watching this. Lyndsey, what's your thought? Do you have any thoughts on this?
I have no thoughts because I haven't seen it.
Okay. So for our second piece of news for this week, well, damn. Yeah, it went away. Yeah, for our second piece of news. Oh yeah, we all going to be talking about this one. This is the best piece of news out of this week. Clown in the Cornfield, the book by Adam Caesar, is getting a movie adaptation releasing by RLJE and Shudder, releasing theaters on May 9th. So this week, on Monday, they dropped. No, it was Wednesday that dropped the poster. And I got my thoughts about Friendo and stuff in that poster and the trailer, but Thursday they dropped the trailer. And all I have to say is I'm so fucking ready for this movie.
I never watch trailers, and I watched this trailer, and I think it looks really good. I'm excited. I didn't realize that I think I like clown movies. Like I thought I was afraid of clowns, but so far every clown movie I've liked, other than Terrifier, like I've enjoyed.
So I know Goobz, you're in the process of reading the book right now, right?
Yeah, I'm just about halfway through the first one.
And Lyndsey, have you ever read the book before?
No, but I have downloaded it, so I am taking one step into the direction of reading it, listening to it.
So you guys know when the hurricane hit where I lived, I decided to read the book, and I really enjoyed this book. And after watching this trailer, it seems like everything that Adam put into that book, they're actually following in the movie, like the brutality, the way the kills are going to go. It looks like the way the stories are going to go. The only problem I have is, which is not that big of a problem, is the design of Friendo. Because the design of Friendo, like Goobz has seen on the other books, I don't know if you have, Lyndsey, it's more of a kind of like Halloween, the first Halloween from Rob Zombie. It's kind of like that style of mask. Could you agree with that, Goobz?
Yeah.
And
I get what you're saying.
And they seem with kind of like a mixture of that, kind of like a Pennywise look a little bit, like in the face structure. But besides, it's like it's not a big problem, but it just like threw me off a little bit. But all I have to say is that poster is absolutely great. I hope they don't bring another poster out the whole entire promotion.
Yeah.
Goobz, what did you think of this trailer?
I really enjoyed it. I love the aesthetic, the way it looked, and it's got the same director who did Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, which is a fantastic horror comedy. And he can direct and he can put the gore in movies. So I think it's going to be a banger for sure. And I think it's going to match the brutality and the way that the gore is described in the book.
Lyndsey, what are your thoughts like fully on this trailer, like after watching it, or was all your thoughts that you had?
I was happy because there wasn't a lot in the trailer. That's why I usually avoid trailers, is because I feel like they tell me too much, and then I just like don't want to watch the movie. If that makes it, which is the opposite of what a trailer is supposed to do. I feel like nowadays the things are given away too easily, and so yeah, they don't really show you much. You mainly just get maybe the vibe of the, like you said, the aesthetic of the movie, and you get a glimpse of Friendo, and they don't really show you anything else. So it was a good teaser, I guess.
I kind of was going to say that good teaser, because a lot of these like bigger studios, kind of like a Blumhouse, for example, Wolfman, they show too much in the trailer, or like Companion, in that trailer they showed too much. And I'm thinking where this is Shudder and RLJE, I think they're going the right route, especially where it's more of an indie type of studio. Shudder is more than a big Blumhouse, Warner Brothers, Sony, that type of stuff. But then
Agreed.
for our third piece of news, which I am really shocked about this one. So they have picked their director for Clayface, the DC Studios movie. So James Watkins, the director of The Woman in Black, Eden Lake, and the new remake for Blumhouse, Speak No Evil, is directing this movie now with Mike Flanagan writing it. So before I get my thoughts, Goobz, what are your thoughts about this?
I mean, I feel like Mike Flanagan can do no wrong. And so if his name is attached to a project, I will definitely be watching. And I didn't watch the remake to Speak No Evil, but I heard that that one was actually pretty decent. So I am excited.
Lyndsey, do you have any thoughts on this? Because I know you like the older Batman, but of course we never got Clayface as a live action at all.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about this though?
I'm excited to watch it. I don't have any thoughts other than that, but just I will watch it.
So for me, like Lyndsey, I'm a big Batman fan. I'm a huge Batman fan. Like it's my favorite DC superhero of all time.
It's my favorite superhero. Yeah.
So thinking of a Clayface movie, I really like this because we have got Joker several times.
Yeah.
We have got Riddler several times now. We have got Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Dog, what's his name? I had it in my head. What's Arnold's character in Batman and
Mr. Freeze?
Yeah, Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze. We even got Poison Ivy with Uma Thurman. But having this is really good because one, it's James Gunn's universe. James Gunn knows how to do superheroes content. You've seen from his Suicide Squad movie to his 3 Guardians of the Galaxy, and it looks like Superman's going to be good. And I've been hearing Creature Commandos is also good. But having James Watkins onto this, which I have watched, I've watched all 3 of his movies that he has directed in like the horror sphere. And I love all 3 of those movies. I love Eden Lake. I love The Woman in Black. And I love his remake of Speak No Evil. And with Mike Flanagan writing this, we all know that what Mike Flanagan can do. He makes absolute bangers. He makes Hush. He makes Dr. Sleep. He makes The Haunting of Hill House. All those Netflix shows. So I think, to be honest with you, if I could, this is going to be a hot take out here right here. This will be better than his Superman movie by the time it comes out.
Can I throw out another hot take?
Yeah.
Doesn't take much to beat a Superman movie, but okay.
And I don't want no Batman in this. I don't want no spear of Batman in this.
I'll never wish for no Batman, but I understand what you mean. Like, you want it to be its own thing.
Then for our fourth piece of news, which we're getting back into the lore of the game sphere this week, The Thing Remastered has already been on digital. It was released on digital. Now it's going to get a physical release on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5 on June 25th. So I looked this up. So you can get your standard copy or you can get your deluxe copy. And your deluxe copy, you get a poster, some patches, like an online ID card, and you get a steelbook to go with the game. So I know, Lyndsey, do you play horror games?
No, I don't.
Goobz, what about you? Are you going to get this?
It sounds awesome. I haven't even heard of that. So I am definitely up for that. I enjoy horror games.
Especially where it's The Thing. It's like,
man, that's a masterpiece movie. So
I forgot to tell you guys the prices. So the regular standard edition is $30, right? The whole special edition bundle is only $50. $50 to get all of that is not bad.
No, not at all. Especially with how most games start out at like $70.
True.
So
Then for our final piece of movie news, which I think Goobz has been the only one that watches this trailer, so I'm gonna let him deep dive into this. So it's the trailer for Bring Her Back, the new movie by the Rocka brothers, who directed Talk to Me. They're coming back with A24. It's not Talk to Me 2, of course. It's a brand new movie. Goobz, you have seen this trailer, right?
yeah, I saw the trailer. However, I have no idea what we're getting into. It showed a lot of creepy ass imagery and just was wild. I didn't read any synopsis of it, but the trailer looks wild, to say the least.
I can't wait.
I am glad we're not.
Oh, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I am glad they're going with a different film other than Talk to Me 2, because I felt like Talk to Me 2 was perfect the way it was, and it didn't need a sequel. So I'm glad they're giving us a new story, and it looks wild.
I am going to stay away from as much marketing as I can with this movie. Because I think we got a little bit too much in Talk to Me with the trailers and stuff, like the posters. But I kind of want. All I know is there's a cat at the beginning of the poster, at the beginning of the teaser trailer, and I don't want nothing to happen to the poor cat.
Right.
But with that being said, let's get to our main topic of this week, and that, of course, is The Monkey. This is the newest film by Osgood Perkins.
Mm-hmm.
And this is released by Neon also. This stars Theo James, Tatiana Maslany, Rowan Campbell, and a whole bunch of other cast members. But let's get into our spoiler-free review. Lyndsey, I'll let you go first.
Ooh, okay. So I went into this movie completely blind. All I knew about it was there was a toy monkey, there were twins involved, and there was going to be some unaliving happening. Like, that's all I knew. To put it simply, this movie was just a good fucking time. Like, for me. It was nothing more, nothing less. There was no overthinking involved. Like, it was just kind of a shut up and enjoy the ride kind of movie. I believe Dakota said this in your video that you posted. All I wanted out of it was unique kills and some laughs, and that's exactly what it delivered for me. Like, it was no frills, like, it was just enjoyable. I had a great time watching it. So I would also like to quote something from the opening scene. You do not want that drumstick to come down, because when it does, we are all fucked to hell. So that's my spoiler-free review.
Goose, what is your spoiler-free review about The Monkey?
So I definitely agree with the notion that if you're going into it wanting just brutality, blood, unalivings, in creative and gnarly ways, this is going to be right up your alley. Now, if you're looking for a little substance behind it, it's going to be lacking in that department in a way. However, like I said, it's one of those, if you turn your brain off and just enjoy it,
Yes,
it's going to be a good time. And so depending on, I have a feeling it's going to be divisive for said reason, with it being a Stephen King adaptation. People are going to look for a lot of story-driven things, but this is definitely a different interpretation. And if you go in wanting brutality and just a bunch of zaniness, this is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So for me, for The Monkey, I am a really big fan of Longlegs. I love that movie. So going to The Monkey, I had high expectations of what Oz Perkins could do with this movie. And is it better than Longlegs? No, not whatsoever. I think Longlegs could be his best movie of all time. But when I was going to this, I was looking for some brutal kills and some hilarious laughs. and that's why we got some really brutal kills. But every joke in this movie absolutely hit. And it really shocked me because a lot of like horror comedies now, a lot of the jokes don't hit anymore, or even comedies, period. So I think that is one thing that he done right. Theo James, excellent in this movie. Being Bill and Hal, being one sadistic twin and the other one like a little cute, corny, and kooky. His acting is absolutely incredible. Um, Rowan Campbell, holy shit, he. We have seen so much acting from him from these two movies that he has been in this and Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends, we got more of the serious, like nerdy Corey, but in this movie, we get his funny side. He's actually like a lot of the comedic relief in this movie, especially towards the end, and I really enjoyed that. But there are some cameos in here I was not expecting whatsoever, and I really enjoyed that. Whoever says there's no plot out there, I need you to rewatch this movie because there is a plot in there, but it's so damn confusing what the plot is in this movie. That's the one negative I had about it. Is that the plot seemed like it was sometimes everywhere and it didn't know what it wanted to be a little bit.
I don't think it was that complicated of a movie. I think that it was just straightforward. Like there wasn't supposed to be a deep plot. It was what it was.
And I was explaining like where I'm coming from with that in our spoiler review. But besides that, I enjoyed the monkey. Should you guys go see this thing in theaters? Absolutely. It's a bloody good time. Take a crew with you. I think this is take your friends to the movies and have some laughs.
But if you do that, don't talk. Don't talk through the movie.
I can't wait to get your theater experience those. But if you guys haven't seen the monkey yet, pause this review, go see the monkey, come back because we're gonna be talking about spoilers. But guys, let's get right into it. But before that, Lyndsey, how was your tell us about your theater experience? I kind of want to know this.
Okay, it's funny because I've talked to all of you and you've all like shared terrible theater experiences, and I've thought, like I've never had a bad one where people are just straight up being rude. Oh my gosh. First of all, I was in a very small theater at the back of like it was one of the small rooms. And so there were probably 2, 4, maybe 9 people total. And yeah, that these 4 people just talked the entire time. I'm not saying just like a couple sentences here and there. I mean, they were full on having a different conversation throughout the entire movie. So the first 10 minutes were kind of rough for me. I like moved twice trying to find. So yeah, it was just, if you go with your friends, shut up. Watch the movie. What are you doing? That was it.
Before I get to it, do you guys have anything that you want to talk about that is spoilery about this movie that you want to let everybody know just right off?
Well, I have a bone to pick with you, Dakota.
What's the bone you have to pick with me?
You had one job as my co-host when you watch a movie before I do. Do you remember what that was?
No.
You warned me about rats.
When the fuck is there a rat?
The first thing on the screen was a rat. The first kill happened because of a rat. Like, I was just...
No, I think it was technically a mouse.
Whatever it was furry, had a tail. Like, I did not like that. So, yeah. It was a rough start for me. For those of you who are listening for the first time, rats are my biggest phobia. So my co-host Dakota was supposed to give me rat warnings on movies, but he forgot this time. So I'll let this one slide.
Because that kill was I'm like, holy shit. That's why I thought when the first kill happened, so rat went over my head. But is there anything else before? Because I really want to get into these kills. But is there anything else before we get into the kills that you guys want to like put out there real quick?
Yeah.
No, we can go deep into it
Yeah,
and
let's
get
just
into
go.
the spoiler territory. Yeah.
Yep.
How you guys feel about the first kill besides the rat, Lyndsey?
I want to say about all the kills in this movie, that they were all unique. Like, we're not talking butcher knives and hatchets and like, you know, your typical unalivings in movies. Like, they were all outside the box, and I loved that. So yeah, the first one with the guts
Harp-
stringing out, like,
The harpoon gun.
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't expect it to pull back and then pull everything out.
Mhm.
So that was quite a
Yeah.
shock there.
At first, we get our first cameo right there in like the first 5 minutes. We get Adam Scott in this thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
at
And
first,
then that was it. Like, I wanted him to be in more of it. I was a little disappointed.
Yeah. I thought there was going to be more.
Hmm.
because at first when I saw the trailer, I'm thinking, oh shit, it's gonna kill him. Then it kills the shop owner. Then like Goobz up like because we see the harpoon go into the guy in the blood spider on the wall. I'm thinking, is this it? That's it. Retract. I'm like, well, that's what we're talking about now.
That's something.
Yeah.
But the kill one we'll talk about, and Colby has mentioned this to us because he saw it early. It's the pole kill.
That was my favorite one. I was going to talk about that.
Yeah, go, Lyndsey. You can talk about it.
Okay, I didn't watch the trailer to this, but I saw a commercial for like half a second, and I just knew that there was a pool scene, like a girl diving in, and I had told our friends that I was looking forward to that scene, and it did not disappoint. She straight up exploded. And then when her leg like hit him, and he's like, "That's a leg." That was funny.
Yeah.
I that was the first time I laughed out loud in the movie.
Yeah. I was not expecting that to happen. I knew something was going to happen.
Yeah.
But that wasn't even on my radar.
Yeah. And I want to point out that like he was hot in the hotel room, and he turned it down to 74, and I feel like that would still be way too hot for me, but I'm a polar bear.
100%.
Damn, you just thought, yeah, you kind of right about that. But the next kill I want to talk about is the shotgun kill. Because I thought when the shotgun comes out, because it shows us in the trailer also, and it shoots her, I thought it was just going to be a simple shotgun wound to like the chest or the head. I didn't think it was going to explode her like beefaroni over here.
Are you talking about the closet?
Yes.
Yeah. The realtor?
Yes. I was not expecting that whatsoever.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And his reaction of when he takes the glasses off, he's just about to like throw up all over the place.
And he pulls out that one little finger out of his mouth.
Yeah, with her fingernail, like pretty bad fingernail.
But what is your guy? So we already found out what Lyndsey's favorite kill is. Was that your favorite kill, the bull one?
I think the kill that got me the most, that made me jump, was the snake in the golf hole, because snakes are my biggest fear. And when that son of a bitch jumped out of that and got her right in the neck, and it's like, since when do we have cobras in Maine? Well, we had that one.
Just that one. But we got the one.
That one got me. And then the beehive or hornet hive, whatever flying insect that was.
That was pretty gnarly.
That looked like it could be a death from Candyman.
Yeah.
I liked the hibachi when her head fell on the hibachi grill.
Oh man. Yeah. And the you guys want to know my best, or what my favorite part of the comedy was?
Yes.
It was the priest.
Oh my gosh.
The unintentional puns that he was, doing, especially after, she gets her head totally off at the hibachi. He goes, she's separated. Well, wait, hold on.
Hold on.
Just like that, he was the best comedic relief for me within that movie. And it was just within that first 45 minutes of the movie that he was in.
Yeah.
I like him too because he comes up to the stands. He's like, "How is everybody today?" And you know they're there for a funeral.
Right. Yeah. He had no
And then
self-awareness whatsoever.
and he said something like, "It could have been you, or at least it wasn't you," or something like that. I'm just like, okay, you're saying all the things you wouldn't want somebody to say. Standing up there.
Exactly.
Then rather than he's like, "Okay, I guess I'm out." Then and he just like gets down and just like about starts walking out of the thing. But because that was funny. But the thing that got me during that scene is Bill's like his breakdown in the church
Yeah.
because he
That
gets
made
up.
that started to make me emotional, and I was like, oh my goodness, like, is this movie going to be sad? Because I just kept
Yeah.
thinking, like, this poor kid is having this out of body experience, wanting his mom to just wake up, and she's not going
Yeah.
to. Thank God it didn't last for very long. Like, they cut and we moved on. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was sad.
Mm.
Sorry, Dakota.
How do you? Oh, Goobz, you can go.
I was going to mention so that it's kind of goes into, you know, I guess if you want to call it a gripe, I thought there would be more within that dynamic between the two brothers, you know, how they're dealing with the trauma of the
Yeah.
loss and the family grief and stuff.
hmm
And there just wasn't anything. It went right to the next banana kill, you know?
Yeah.
So, but those are the parts that I wish there was just a little bit more in the film that gave it just a little bit more where you're asking about the plot, you know, Dakota that's where I wish there was just a tiny bit more of that exploring, getting over tragedy and loss and grief. But that's probably just me looking for something deeper than just a bunch of slapstick blood and gore.
Maybe a little bit more heart to it is what I think. Yeah. There's Goofy's cat if you're watching in the YouTube video.
Besides the whole plot, I think the first 20 minutes I couldn't get into. I think it's because of two things. One, you kind of like saying it was like it wasn't like it's kind of like the plot was like good, really like flushed out for the kids during the whole entire thing. I wish we really got more of Tatiana Maslany in it as the mom. Because you got a big name like her and Theo James in it, and she's only in like the first 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, I get the title with everybody's gonna die and it all sucks, but I mean, I thought there would just be a little bit more, like you said, flushed out as far as characters go. But it went for the gusto with the brutality.
It was straightforward.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about Bill and Hal's relationship? Like when they get older, like you can already put a little bit where they were younger, Goobz, but now does it like do they feel like they more flesh it out when they are older?
I have an opinion on there. I feel like both of them were trying to grapple with what happened in two separate ways.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mix up the names for sure because they're twins, but the one was just trying to run away from it and isolate himself from everybody and deal with, I don't want to have any more pain and trauma happen to anybody else, so I'm just going to be by myself, you know. And then you had the other one who was like, I know what happened and I know how to get even, and he went on like a vengeful arc, you know, he went on his villain arc. And so I felt like they flushed out the characters that way, but it didn't feel like that necessarily meshed with what was happening in the movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, because going back to what you were saying with it didn't know what it kind of wanted to be at some points.
Yeah.
That's one of the things where it had like that, the conflict between the two, and they each wanted to get over it one way or the other. He just wanted to exist without anybody, and his brother wanted to kill him. So, you know, just kind of, but I felt like there was points where you could extend the plot just a tiny bit more to give it like Lyndsey said, a little bit more heart.
Hmm.
And then there would have been a little bit more connection, I think.
Yeah.
So the original plan, I didn't know this till a couple of days ago. The original plan for this movie was to have the the twin, as a plot twist in the whole entire thing. It was only supposed to be Hal at first, like them as younger and everything, or just go straight into the monkey when they're older. Bill was supposed to be the plot twist of when he had the monkey the whole entire time.
Oh, wow.
Instead of him being the villain and actually have the monkey, we were never supposed to know that Hal had a twin. But besides that, how do you guys feel about Pete's and Hal's relationship with each other as father and son?
It made me sad. I mean, again, you can't go into this wanting deep answers because you're not going to get them. Like you're just not. The relationships between all of the characters, nothing is explained. We're living for the next kill. Like that's what this movie is. So
Yes.
me as an empathetic like human, not in that movie world, I obviously felt horrible that he only sees his son once a year, but it's because of this dramatic killer monkey. Like he's trying to protect his son. So, yeah, it made me sad that they weren't closer, but it was with reason, with logical reason within the movie. So,
How did you feel, Goobs?
I felt like Hal was just trying to figure out how to be a father while dealing with his own trauma and past, with one, not having his father because he ran out and,
mhm.
did whatever. And then having to deal with all the craziness that happened because of the monkey and just trying to, like Lyndsey said, keep him safe. But yeah, there wasn't a lot more than that as far as, but I feel like he was trying to do the best he could, but he definitely didn't, what's the word? He didn't battle his own demons and conquer his own demons for him to get past that, to be a better father and just say, hey, this is what's happening and this is why I'm this way, kind of thing.
Yeah,
He was just,
because in the real world, you would explain it. You would say, "This is what's going on. I'm trying to keep you safe." Like if there would be, if this were in the real world, he's a shitty dad because he's not around. But in this movie world, he's doing it because there's this killer toy monkey and he's trying to keep his kids safe. So you just have
yeah,
to keep that in mind. Like you're not going to get a real world answer, real world emotions because this isn't a logical world. It's the movie. I
yeah,
guess I don't know what I'm trying to say.
So for me, okay, so what Hal was trying to do is be a good father, but the way he was doing everything made him a really shitty father.
Yeah.
One, going
Mhm.
away, like he leaving Pete by himself. First of all, with Elijah Wood,
man,
I didn't even know Elijah Wood was in the movie. Also, that was
I
another
had no
cameo.
idea. Yeah, I had no idea
Um,
until he popped up.
then to the thing of lying to him, like about the monkey, about him having a brother. It's all the little things of he's trying to protect him, but on the flip side, it makes him look like a bad father, not only to his ex-wife, but to his son also. Because you see when they go to the house and the guy tells them, oh yeah, your brother probably has, have you talked to your brother yet? And Pete's like, you got a brother? He's like, sir, I'm sorry. He's like, I'm just finding out I have an uncle. This dude, oh, he's like, Hal told me, they even call him dad. Hal told me
Yeah,
that he had no brother. Well, this is a shock right now. Where's he at, by the way?
exactly.
But I think you get like this, start to get more of a resolution at the end, because Bill wants Hal dead. That's the main thing that Bill wants. And I will get into a little bit of why I think Bill wants Hal dead. But he wants Petey to turn the thing, right? Or Pete to turn the key because, of course, they think if you turn the key, you won't die. So he does all that, but then Hal realizes like he's got to protect the stuff. He's got to keep away from Bill, and that's when you get to the thing, the recognition at the end that this whole monkey business, like all this shit with the monkey,
Monkey business.
Yes.
Pete has to be involved with it, no matter what. If he wants to stay safe, Pete has to be involved with it. He can't just keep them sheltered away like he's been doing.
Yeah.
But back to the flip side of Bill and Hal. I want to know if you guys agree with me on this. Bill only wants to kill Hal because Bill blames Hal for the mother's death because Hal tests the key on the monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that was his whole villain
That was the
arc
whole
where he
point.
said, yeah, he said, you killed my mother and I want you to pay for it, not realizing that it was his mom too.
Yeah, and then that was the weird comedy part for me. Like when he was like, I didn't realize it was your mom. Like they were making a joke of it, and I was like, oh, okay.
Because at first I thought the whole entire time, because Hal kind of mentions it, it's like, are you just trying to kill me because you liked that girl when we were younger and she died?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the babysitter?
The babysitter.
Yeah, the babysitter. But, of course, Bill and Hal reconnect. And the dumbest shit happens. I like, yeah, they're going... You going to say something, Goobz?
No, go ahead. I know where you're getting at, and I'll comment when you explain it.
Bill, Hal, and Pete walk out the door. Damn monkey has been having the drumstick up. He hits it down. Chain reaction, like perfect Final Destination moment. Something knocks down. Bowling ball goes to cannon. Cannon goes down. Cannon is shot right through fucking Bill's head on the thing. And the iconic thing is their mom's name is on the fucking bowling ball.
The best part for me was the ears. Like the head was smashed with the bowling ball, but you could see the ears on the outside, like still. That was pretty cool.
So I thought they did a good job with that. So I have a compliment and a complaint about it.
Okay.
The compliment is they wrapped around to how it was in the front when he was a kid, and he's like, I want my brother dead, and he drops the bowling ball in the dream, and the bowling ball kills him.
Yes.
And then fast forward to present day, he gets killed by bowling ball to the face.
Mm-hmm.
And
same bowling ball. Yeah.
Same bowling ball and everything. Which is one way to take your story and just continue this batshit crazy epic that we're doing. Or I thought it might have been a cool thing to say, we're back on the same page. Let's move forward with this monkey and figure it out from there and just keep it close. And they all leave, and reconcile everything and just have that, not right off in the sunset, but have that kind of closure. But there was no closure at all.
because kind of at this moment, this is when Hal knows, oh shit, we gotta take the monkey with us. Because we thought we were good, and then fucking Bill just gets... I love their reaction, though. They just turn around, and they just look at his headless body, and they're like, okay. And they're like, I guess we gotta take the monkey then.
And then the very next scene, they're just riding in the car.
Right. And
so with the car scene, so they're going down the road. Is the music choice. So this is some hilarious shit right here. They're going down the road. Then they're stopping, right? So this is when some symbolism comes in. So you see the guy, the pale guy walking on the horse, like the ghostly guy, right?
The pale rider, yeah.
Yeah. So this is where it's going to come in. He is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Could you guess the other 3?
How about you just tell us?
So one's the monkey.
So you're saying that there's the four horsemen are in the movie, with the monkey being one, and then the other horsemen at the end, obviously, when he's just walking or just riding there, and they look at each other, and he just goes off. Are Hal and Pete the other two, because they're holding the monkey and they have the ability to unleash chaos?
So Hal's one, Bill's the other. Because those two started the whole entire thing. Because you got to think of when Bill cranks the monkey and the monkey's just pounding on the drum and all the chaos is going outside. Because it shows the symbolism of, like, of course, the Pale Ghost Rider's death. And he's coming along. And you got the three others that causes destruction, because the monkey is the one that causes destruction. And Hal and Bill is the one that causes all this destruction for everyone down the road all their life. So it's kind of showing, like, wherever they go, the world is fucked.
Pretty much.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah. Real quick to go. Well,
go ahead.
Say, go back to the in the warehouse with all them, about when the Pete and Hal are in the motel and he brings back the brochure for skydiving, and they even do weddings, and they're in the thing, and the skydivers start falling out of the fucking roof. And the last one is the lady in the wedding dress. and it's just like, so there was bits and pieces where he's putting the story within it. And it just one of those things like, wait, he'd mentioned that just a minute ago. And now there's a bride that fell through the roof skydiving.
Yep. That was funny.
There's a lot of nuances within it that I liked, for sure.
But Lyndsey, did you have something to say?
I was just going to backtrack and talk about one of the kills that we didn't mention. This wasn't necessarily a brutal, as far as when the Uncle Chip in the sleeping bag, his hunting accident when he's trampled by the horses. This movie was full of one-liners. Like, I feel like if you, like, upon a rewatch, there would be tons of things that will, like, stick in my brain and I'll probably, like, repeat just because they were funny. I liked when they unzipped the sleeping bag and they said he looked like someone had drop kicked a cherry pie. And I want to mention Uncle Chip's sideburns were absolutely amazing, flawless.
Yeah,
they were bitching. Those were bitching sideburns.
They were chopping, that's for sure.
So I know Goobz knows who played Uncle Chip. So Uncle Chip is played by Osgood Perkins, the director. Yep. Oh, you knew that?
And
I did know that. I'm a smart girl.
You want to know the other fun fact? The bully in the bathroom, the main bully, with like the pink top and like the pigtail, that's his daughter. That's Osgood Perkins' daughter.
Nice. Okay.
I didn't even know that. I got a little nitpick about this too. My hot take is Stephen King shorts should never be made into full-length feature films.
But didn't you love this?
I like this. I didn't love this. So I gave this 4 stars. Another Stephen King short film that also came out 2 years ago was The Boogeyman. And I gave it 3.5. So with that being said, what's your guys' favorite on-screen adaptation of a Stephen King novel?
Ooh.
I'll let Goobz go first.
Well, I will 100% agree with you that to flush out a whole movie of a 34-page short story, there's a reason why there was, quote unquote, a lack of a plot within this film, because like I said, it's only like a 30-something page short story. So I definitely agree with you there that if you're going to adapt something, at least make it a full-length novel. And my favorite Stephen King adaptation, is probably Misery and then Thinner. I love Thinner, and it's super underrated. Have you seen that one?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's this like big fat dude who's just an asshole, and he's at some fair, and this gypsy puts a curse on him, and he starts losing weight, and at first he's like, hell yeah, this is great, but he can't stop eating, and he can't gain the weight back, so he's like in this constant loop of feeding and eating, but it's just getting to skin and bones. It's a great underappreciated Stephen King adaptation. And then Misery is one of the best book to screen adaptations ever, not just Stephen King. Kathy Bates, masterful performance. The setting, everything is just so good in that one. So those are my two.
So, Lyndsey, what is your favorite?
I feel like you already know my answer, don't you?
No.
What's one of my favorite movies?
Is it The Shining?
Yeah. My answer would be The Shining or Misery.
So my favorite, okay, it will be The Shining, but I'm gonna go a little bit after I say my pick. Why I won't pick The Shining. My favorite pick is It Chapter 1.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
It Chapter 1
It's
rips.
so good.
Yeah.
So why I don't pick The Shining is because Stephen King hates that movie.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
not Stephen King, so I can have a different opinion.
He says Stanley Cooper took his book and he shredded that thing apart and took so many things out. And
Yeah.
when,
Well,
perfect
I'm sorry,
example,
but you have to take things out of that man's books because he spends 30 pages explaining what a closet looks like. Like it would be a 14-hour movie.
so in the
Very
original
true.
Shining book, it's the Avenue Hotel, right? Or is that fucking Hell House?
I think that's Hell House, the Abaddon.
That's Hell House.
Yeah. Isn't it the Overlook?
Yeah.
Isn't it
Yes, the Overlook Hotel. Fucking shit.
I was like, when you said it, I like went blank. Like that's not what we're talking about.
But the Overlook Hotel in his book, it got destroyed. It got burned down or destroyed. So you know how the end of the movie it stays. So when he was making Doctor Sleep, like Flanagan went up to him and he's like, he was on board for it, but he's like, I gotta have one thing that connects to the movie. And Steven's like, you can't do it. But he's like, this is supposed to, he's like, I know you wrote the book and I'm trying to adaptate the best I can from your book. But he's like, I need to have one thing in there because this is a sequel to the Stanley Kubrick movie. And he's like, I need that hotel to be in there. So Steven watched the movie and he thought what Mike did with the hotel and everything was brilliant because he didn't do what like Stanley Kubrick did for the lore. He added a little bit of like how he shaped into like if he could shape it into the novel. And King loved that much from Flanagan because he like, you know how it's always on the internet they're like, oh yeah, Stephen King thinks this is the best movie ever, and half the time the movies are not that great. They really say out of all his adaptations, he really loves Mike Flanagan's Doctor Sleep.
Yeah.
But do you guys have anything else about the monkey?
2 things.
Yeah, I got one too.
One, I have a question for Goobz. Did you, because we're about the same age, and this movie in the beginning takes place in 1999, like when the boys are growing up, did you have one of those flame bowling shirts? Like the button-up shirt that the kid's wearing with the flames on it? Did you have one of those?
Oh, yeah. And I had the Jinko jeans, too.
Yes. Because every boy I ever loved between 5th grade and 10th grade owned one of those flame button-up shirts. So I love that was in the movie.
I was
That
big
made me
into
smile.
those button-ups.
Uh-huh. And I love that when at the end of the movie when he's like recreating his what is it?
The
His funeral suit. He like uses the flame shirt too.
yeah.
I liked that. Remember like in the beginning when he's like, say it. Say I want to suck its banana.
Oh yeah, fuck! I forgot. I forgot about that. I did laugh at that part.
It's like, do it, or I'll eat your other part of your placenta. It's like,
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
fuck is happening?
I'm thinking, dude, what the fuck are we talking about? He split the pole right now.
Yeah, that's what I was. That sounds like Jesus criminy.
Say it. Say I want to suck its banana. That was all.
The one kill that we glossed over that I really liked. It was real short, but it was the espresso machine.
Oh yeah, his face.
Where the steamer blew in his face, and it just starts melting off.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Did you guys like the lawnmower kill?
Oh, I
For
forgot
what
about
it
the
was,
lawnmower.
it kind of was the aftermath of it. Just
Yeah, it was just kind of a
sitting on
quick.
top of him, just chewing him up. That guy's still drinking his beer though.
He's like, he's like.
There were a lot of like kills in that short period of time. So another one I thought was nasty was the ant, like I forget what her name was, but when she got all the fishing the fish hooks in her face, and then like she falls through the for sale sign. Poor lady. Rest in peace.
I remember that the trailer, that thing. I'm thinking, how are they gonna make this look? And I'm like, holy shit! There's two things I want to talk about left. Holy shit, I forgot. It's the final fucking kill in this movie. Of when
the cheerleaders.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I love
you
that.
Know,
that was great.
When that happened, I'm like, what the fuck? I literally said, what the fuck in the theater?
Well, I thought it was weird that the cheerleaders showed up. They're like, they're taking the body out. Like,
yeah,
why
I was wondering what that was about.
That didn't make any sense for me, but they all got what they had coming at the end. So,
yeah.
I looked at him like, what the fuck? And the second thing I want to say is, so you know how in Toy Story, you got the monkey with the symbols, right? And that's the biggest thing about the toy. So they were going to originally use that when they brought up the idea for this.
Because in the book, he has symbols.
Oh, does he?
I believe. I haven't read it, but I think that is true.
So why they had to do a drum is because Disney and Toy Story copyrighted the monkey with the thimbles.
Yep.
So they had to do with the drum. But I think the drums are better in this. Especially when he's like, has this little stick up and he puts it down to know the kill.
Yeah.
Because you're just waiting for that.
And it made for a better popcorn bucket, let's be honest. Symbols wouldn't have been as cool.
Yeah, how do you put the popcorn bucket in the...
You don't.
That's true. That is true.
So it's perfect. That's why they did it. For the popcorn bucket.
Right. Did you guys stay after the credits?
Thank you, Goobz, for bringing this up. Yes, I didn't.
I didn't because I was so ready to get out of it. Like I said, I had a bad theater experience, so I was just ready to leave. But I'm sure I missed something.
So, did you want me to go?
Yeah, you can go. You can talk about Goobz.
So they, at the end of the credits, they showed a little brief fever dream of a teaser trailer of Osgood Perkins' newest movie that's going to be coming out called Keeper. And it doesn't say what anything's about. It doesn't give anything away. It's just a slideshow of a bunch of different women in one set. And then it goes to the same women and they're dealing with some shit. And it literally, all it says is the next trip from Osgood Perkins, Keeper. And that's it. And then it ends.
Tatiana Maslany's in this one also.
Yeah.
Did it say when it's coming out?
October 3rd.
Oh, is it?
So, I don't know if you guys want to know the premise. I know the premise of this movie. And I'm liking the premise. I'm thinking from that teaser trailer, this is going to be more dark, more brutal, and even better than Long Legs.
Yeah. It looked wild. Like I said, it doesn't show. It shows just a few clips of different women in one set, and then it goes to the same women in a different setting, and that different setting is fucked up. So
it's like, and it seems like women throughout time too, from different time periods.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm sure they're gonna release that on YouTube or whatever, sometime. So people, it's gonna be one of those movies that gets a lot of traction, especially if it does have an October release, especially during Halloween time.
Yeah.
So
I look forward to that.
So this had the second highest opening for Neon, and the first one was Long Legs. Do you think, perfect example, where this movie's coming out of October, and it looks like it could be better than both of those movies? By the way, the trailer or the little teaser looks. Do you think it will make more opening weekend than Long Legs?
This may be an asshole answer, but I honestly think, because let's be honest, Neon has marketed movies in a somewhat not so honest way lately, like Presence. They were like, this is the scariest movie you'll see all year. This is the scariest movie in centuries. It wasn't a scary horror movie. Long Legs, this is the scariest movie you'll ever see, and it wasn't the scariest movie. It was uncomfortable and it was great, but they're marketing a lot of these things as the scariest movie ever. And I think they're just trying to get butts in seats off of that.
A lot of big words.
Yeah. And so that may go ahead.
Oh, you can go real quick. I got a question for Lyndsey after we're done.
So I think that a lot of movies, especially horror movies, are marketing their upcoming films with a lot of promises of scariest movie, or it's going to make you shit your pants, or all these different things. And it's not necessarily true, but it gets people in the door, and it gets, but if they show more from that trailer and it shows a little bit more and gives what it's about, I'm sure it's going to make, especially during October release, it's going to make money for sure.
That was going to be my answer, just based on like the timing of it. I feel like October, if it's a genuine scary movie, like it's going to make more money. But I honestly don't know anything about any of that. So that's just a blind, like, dumb girl guess. What was your question for me, Dakota?
Have you seen Long Legs?
I have not, but it is on my list.
Okay. I think it's on Hulu. I think it just hit Hulu in time where the monkey was coming out. But I'm not telling you to, but it's one, like Goobz was saying,
it's on my list.
It's a creepy motherfucker. It is.
It's more of your style of horror also. It's more of that satanic, cultish, true crime setup.
I've heard
and I like Long Legs. I like Long Legs more than the monkey for sure. Like my hot take, there's not a lot of rewatch value with the monkey.
I was thinking the same.
Because they go super heavy on just the slapstick brutality and kills. Well, you can only see that so many times.
Yeah.
And like I said, if they had a little bit more flushed out story and a little bit more, I guess we go back to the same word, a little bit more heart and substance within the story, there'd be more, I want to watch this again to see what I missed, but I don't get that with this one. Long Legs, I watched it twice and it got better the second time because there's so much nuance behind it and a lot of things that you may have missed before.
I feel like the monkey, the reason you would rewatch the monkey is for the one-liners, like to catch more of those. Like that would be it.
Put it, or what Dakota said, put it on with a group of friends in your house and just let it rip. and see people's reactions to it.
Yeah.
Another thing I got, which Lyndsey is where you haven't seen Long Legs, Goobz, because there's twist in both of these movies. Do you think the Long Legs twist is better than the monkey twist?
Does the monkey have a twist?
Yes, because it's the twist of how Bill has the drum.
Oh.
I will tell you this: Longlegs, that shit took me by surprise. That ending had me fucked up. I will say that is the best way I could describe it. You know what happened when they were meeting and they went to the houses of the people. Yeah, that shit fucked me up, and I was like, holy shit. And so I think Longlegs was a better story and had that shock value for sure.
It gets me because Long Legs twist, like, I didn't expect it. You didn't expect it. And a lot of people didn't expect it. Only one person I know expected and knew what the twist was. And I'm like, how the hell did you know that?
Yeah.
Well, don't ruin it for me.
Okay.
No. That's one you should check out for sure.
But is that it for you guys for the monkey and some of Long Legs?
I have one more thing.
Okay.
It's not about the movie, but I did get you a surprise at the theater, Dakota.
So what did you give me?
Oh.
They had a whole stack of them, so I grabbed a couple. So I grabbed you a companion poster for your lovely lady.
Let's go.
You can have her hanging in your background.
We'll be right back there.
hang it above your bed.
Hey, I'll send you two of them in case you mess one up.
I think you're too young to know that. That's what we used to do back in the day. We'd hang our posters up like this and just go to bed looking at our dream girls and guys.
Yep.
I think I kind of did that. I think Mom was like, you can put posters on the roof, right? I'm like, oh, okay. Then I just started doing that a little bit here and there, put some stuff on the roof.
That's funny. But I thought you would love that.
Yes. Thank you for getting me that.
You're welcome.
But is that it for you guys for the episode this week?
I think so. That's all I had to share.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you, Goobz, for being a guest on here.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It was a great time. And if you ever want me back, just let me know.
Yes, we will for sure.
So I'll be putting all the Goobz's social media links down below so you guys can go follow him if you guys haven't yet. But guys, with that being said, if you guys are listening to this thing, give us a 5-star rating. If you want to stay with us, hit that follow button. If you guys are listening to the video version, hit that like button. If you guys like the episode, leave us a comment down below. If you guys have watched the monkey, if you guys don't like the monkey, if you guys like the monkey, we will have a conversation with you down below. And also hit the subscribe button if you guys want to stay with us. Turn on the bell notification because it will tell you guys when we post episodes and shorts. And also follow the social medias down below. We're on TikTok and Instagram. I have been posting more on there. And we have a lot more about this episode on there. But guys, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day and a great week whenever you guys are listening to this. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.